Real quick, this video is going to be brought to you by Fandominion. If you want some really cool anime merchandise and you also want to help support the channel, head over to Fandominion via my affiliate link and purchase some of this really cool merchandise. Right now, the entire site is 50% off. Grab some cool merchandise for yourself or for a loved one or a friend for anything for Christmas. Make sure to check out the size chart before you order. That is extremely important. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys some massive, in-depth, full spoilers for Boruto Chapter 5. Much appreciated to Luana and OP Scans and Donut over on Twitter. They're my go-to follows for anything spoiler related. Thank you for compiling the spoilers for us. Previously, we had gotten the promotional panel that Shueisha dropped over on the official website a few days ago, but now that we have a majority of the chapter leaked out, this one is gonna break your hearts because the flashback that we get shows us exactly how Sasuke was turned into a tree, and Sasuke went out like a freaking Spartan. I said years ago on the channel in an old Q&A when one of you guys were asking me how would I personally write Sasuke out the story if I had to kill him off, I said I'd send him off with major respect by facing multiple high-level enemies where he's buying time for someone to escape. And in the spoilers, we got Sasuke battle damage, fighting against Code, having given Code the scar over his eye, fighting against the Claw Grimes, using whatever ninjutsu that Sasuke can use in the battle, all in order to give Boruto the chance to escape. As a Sasuke fan, I am happy with how he went out. Now, not only that, but the Borusaru fans, they get a really big moment, a couple of big moments in this chapter that is going to restart all the Boruto baby mama debates that the fandom has. So naturally, I'm going to poke the bear and I'm going to drop like every sign Boruto and Sumire are in love just because everybody's focused on Boruto and Sarada right now. So as always, I'll touch on the portion of the spoilers that stood out because I'm waiting for more context, and the chapter review will be out on the 20th when the chapter officially drops. But by the time you guys are seeing this video, you'll probably be able to read it over on OP Scan's website. But my chapter review will drop on the 20th, so my editor has a couple of days to cook up the quality that you guys have been getting for the first 4 chapter reviews. So let's jump right into the spoilers that we got because, dude, there's a lot to discuss. So the flashback with Boruto and Sasuke, it's a pretty big chunk of the chapter. It's about 12 to 13 pages. We have Sasuke telling Boruto that in the last year of his training, he's blown away his expectations with how fast Boruto's learned underneath him. Boruto's begging Sasuke to teach him more the Uchiha style, and we get confirmation of what I said a few days ago when the official website dropped the scan. Boruto wasn't just referring to dressing like Sasuke when he said Uchiha style. He was specifically talking about ninjutsu. Sasuke reveals to us that Boruto, in just 1 year direct training underneath him, has learned all the jutsu that Sasuke can teach him. And Boruto's shocked to learn this because he still thinks that Sasuke's holding out on him, to which Sasuke says he isn't one to joke. This isn't the face of someone who jokes, which is huge. It shows us how much Boruto still views Sasuke through the lens of a child. He's his hero and he doesn't see limitations. He's constantly measuring himself against this grand idea of what he's built Sasuke up to be in his head, that he doesn't see how quickly he himself has progressed. I know the idea of Sasuke not just teaching his jutsu to Boruto, but also the hidden jutsu of the Uchiha clan is going to rub some people the wrong way, but hidden jutsu are not Kekkei Genkai. They can be passed down and outsiders can learn and perform the jutsu. Heroes in Sarutobi is a great example of that, and it's already been established as far back as part 1 of the Naruto manga as well as part 1 of Boruto's manga, where Sasuke teaches Boruto some of the Uchiha clan hidden jutsu like the Shuriken jutsu, and now we see the narrative reason for why Boruto had to be the one that learns everything from Sasuke. Sasuke's sacrifice in this chapter, it is heartbreaking. While Boruto and Sasuke are resting from an intensive day of training, Code pulls up on Boruto and Sasuke with his Ten Tails army, and Sasuke is extremely desperate right now. Code by himself is already a problem because Code is stronger than Jigen, but having that Ten Tails army there with the fluctuating levels of power and some of them possessing the rinnegan and all of them being able to use the claw mark jutsu for teleportation, that is a very dangerous situation. You're basically fighting an army of Minatos at this point. While Code himself can't absorb jutsu, which gives Sasuke more options to fight against Code in the claw grind, Sasuke is acknowledging that this is a no-win situation, but it's not one where both of them can escape, which is where the heartbreak is beginning to set in. Sasuke, after managing to leave a scar on Code's eye with his sword, Sasuke himself has sustained heavy damage off screen. He tells Boruto that not only does he need to live at all costs, but he says that he's entrusting his daughter Sarada to Boruto. Boruto obviously wants to assist his sensei in battle, but Sasuke charges up Chidori through his sword and runs headfirst into the army of 10-tailed soldiers and begins hack and slashing his way, fighting his way towards Code, and eventually ends up getting overwhelmed by the sheer numbers and the teleportations, and he ends up getting bitten by one of the 10-tails, which turns him into a tree. This leaves a visibly traumatized Boruto fleeing the scene. Just as Code mocked him when he said that Boruto was running away crying the last time that they met, and now we know why. We have the context. The last time they met was when Sasuke bravely sacrificed himself to save Boruto, and when Sasuke entrusted the future of his daughter Sarada to Boruto. The other thing about these spoilers is confirmation of something I said months ago, which is that Amato's memories, they are going to be affected, but he's going to pull a Sasuke and know that something isn't right about Kawaki's story, because Amato is going to recognize his own ninja tech inside of Kawaki, despite his memory telling him that Boruto was the boy who he turned into a cyborg. And Amato caught on from day one that Kawaki was lying about everything, that Kawaki was the cyborg he experimented on, because just as he tells Sumire in the chapter, every scientist has their own signature, just as every artist has their own signature. Months ago, I made that exact point. I said logically, Amato should come to this conclusion because his ninja tech is something that only he could do. Just as the amazing artist who draws my thumbnails on this channel and some of the thumbnails on Kryptonian Saiyan has his own signature in how he draws, and how every writer, regardless as if they're a manga writer like Masashi Kishimoto, a comic book writer like Jonathan Hickman, or a novelist like J.K. Rowling, their writing voice is so unique, and if you know what to look for specifically, you can spot the signs that it's them writing, even if their name isn't credited or if they're using a pseudonym, i.e. a pen name. That's how J.K. Rowling got outed twice when she tried to write using something other than her real name, because people caught on, hey, this is you writing. Amato basically says the exact same thing here. He took one look at Kawaki's body and he knew right away this was his technology, and that his memory some kind of way has been altered, and that it's only the obvious choice for him that this is the answer, as it should be, because Amato's ninja tech, while it is overlap with Konoha's Hashirama cell technology that started on a Kakashi as Hokage, it was also so far advanced that Amato is literally the only person on the planet who can make that technology that Kawaki has, and the same is true of Kawaki possessing the data of Amato's daughter Akubi inside of his karma seal. Just as Sasuke was scared of his memories but also knew that something was off because Boruto had his headband and he could sense Momoshiki inside of Boruto, the same is true of Amato, but it's less that he was scared of his memories and more that he quickly pieced together exactly what happened and has kept his concerns to himself, which means that Amato is sus, that radar is still going off. The other thing that we get in this chapter is confirmation of what we said in the chapter review last month, which is that the shinjuu female who attacked Boruto is indeed Moegi. I know some of you guys are saying you thought this was Delta. This is Moegi. We get confirmation of it. We learned that she was bitten while trying to save a family from the claw grinds, but this is where it gets most interesting. The shinjuu are evolving in a way that validates Boruto's concern. They not only have the powers of those who they are connected to, but they also have the strong connections towards specific people that makes them want to seek them out and devour them. The one who looks like Moegi wants to swallow every inch of Konohamaru whole. The one who looks like Sasuke wants to target Sarada. The one who looks like Bug has a hard-on for Ada and Damon. The one who looks like Jigen is determined to consume Naruto, which that in itself is a major W2F moment right there that deserves its own video, because there's something here with their actions that directly goes back to Naruto Gaiden that I don't see people talking about, and goes back to something that that Naruto's manga introduced us to that explains all of this. Because I've been seeing in a few different places where people are calling this an ass pull, and this is not an ass pull. This is just, there are a lot of people complaining who really need to go back and reread Naruto's manga. The hell with the anime, actually read the manga. While Studio Pierrot wasn't a terrible adaptation of the manga, there are some changes made to the anime. There are some things cut out of the anime, and it's led to some very bad takes. It's very easy to tell who's actually read the manga and who's only somebody that's played the video games or watched the anime within a couple of minutes actually talking to them, because some of the stuff being complained about is literally addressed in Naruto's manga. Finally, the last thing we're going to talk about from the spoilers that we got is Boruto has once again returned to Konoha, and when he does return, he's shown looking directly at Sarada as she's speaking to Sumire in private, and he's watching her from behind before he announces his presence, which leads to Sarada running into Boruto's arms, crying at his return, and Boruto pulls her in tight for the embrace that is sure to spark 1 million different pairing war debates from the Borusaru fans that are pumping their chests like, we made it! And the Borusume fans are basically contemplating tying a rope around their necks and kicking away the chair. The Sarada Kawaki fans are thinking about pulling a Neji, and the Boruto and Mitsuki fans are punching the air right now saying, when is it going to be our turn? That's going to be it for the spoilers this chapter. There was some stuff that happened in this one that I wanted to go over, but I'm waiting to read more than just the raw scans. I've seen the whole chapter raw, and I've gotten a couple of translations from people, but I want to see a couple more translations before I fully weigh in on some of the stuff because it's dialogue heavy. Again, the chapter review will be up on the 20th. That way my editor can cook up a good review for you guys. In the meantime, don't forget to check out this 15 things about Sakura video, because the new channel editor absolutely crushed this one.